Divorce doesn't break men financially first. It breaks them mentally. And almost no one warns you. Here's the shocking part. The pain you're feeling right now, it's not coming from her. It's coming from a psychological trap your brain is stuck in. And if you don't shut it down fast, this process will quietly destroy your identity. But there is one mental defense. Men who learn it survive divorce with their sanity intact. Men who don't spiral. And the craziest part? This defense goes against everything you've been taught about being strong. Stay with me, because the twist is uncomfortable. Let's get something straight. Divorce isn't just paperwork. It's not just lawyers, it's not just custody schedules. It's a psychological amputation. You don't just lose a partner, you lose a future you were living inside. Your brain had plans, images, certainty. Now it has nothing. And here's what nobody tells men. The male mind does not process loss like women do. Men don't grieve, they ruminate, they replay, they analyze, they rewind every conversation, looking for the moment everything broke. And that's where the damage starts. Because the brain is asking the wrong question. Not how do I move forward, but how do I fix the past? And the past cannot be fixed. But wait, here's where it gets darker. Most men think divorce pain comes from rejection. It doesn't. It comes from identity collapse. For years, you were someone's husband, someone's provider, someone's emotional anchor. That role gave your nervous system stability. Now it's gone, and your brain panics. Not emotionally, biologically. Cortisol spikes, sleep breaks, focus disappears. You're not weak, you're dysregulated. But here's the twist. Your mind starts defending itself in the worst possible way. It creates fantasies, reconciliation fantasies, justice fantasies. Once she realizes fantasies. And these fantasies feel comforting, but they are poison. Because every time reality contradicts them, your brain experiences the divorce all over again. That's why it feels endless. Still with me? Because this is where most men fall apart. Society tells men one thing during divorce. Be rational, be strong, don't show emotion. Sounds logical. But it backfires because suppressed emotion doesn't disappear. It goes underground. It leaks into obsession, anger, revenge fantasies, or worse, self-blame. Men start negotiating with reality. If I had been calmer, if I had earned more, if I had just known. That voice feels responsible, mature, but it's actually your ego trying to regain control, and control is gone. That's the part men refuse to accept. But acceptance is not surrender, it's defense. And this leads us to the psychological shield, the one that actually works. Here it is. Listen carefully. The defense is called silent disentanglement. Simple words, brutal execution. Most men detach with a story. She was toxic. She never appreciated me. I dodged a bullet. That feels empowering, but it keeps her psychologically alive in your mind. True detachment removes the story entirely. No villain, no hero, no meaning, just facts. The relationship ended. It cannot be understood fully, and it does not need to be. This feels terrifying at first because your brain wants meaning like oxygen, but meaning is optional. Stability is not. And here's the craziest part. The moment you stop trying to understand the divorce, your nervous system begins to calm. Not immediately, but steadily, because the threat loop shuts down. Quick question. How many times have you replayed the same moment in your head? Be honest. Comment below. And subscribe now, because what's coming next is the part nobody teaches men. This defense feels cold, almost inhuman. That's why men resist it. They think detachment means indifference. It doesn't. It means refusing to let your identity be defined by loss. Your mind will protest. It will say you need closure. You don't. Closure is a myth sold to emotionally analytical minds. Most relationships end in ambiguity. Trying to resolve that ambiguity keeps the wound open. Detachment closes it, silently. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The man who heals fastest is the man who stops making the divorce about himself. At first, nothing dramatic happens. No motivation surge, no clarity lightning bolt, just quiet. Then, sleep improves. Your appetite stabilizes. Your thoughts slow down. Not because life is better, but because your mind is no longer under attack. And then something strange happens. You start seeing your ex as just a person, not a symbol, not a judge, not a reflection of your worth. That's power, real power, because now you're free to rebuild without needing her to change. One last thing, this is critical. Do not announce this detachment. Do not explain it. Detachment is silent. The moment you try to prove you've moved on, you haven't. The goal is not to feel strong, it's to become stable. Strength comes later, and when it does, it will feel boring. That's how you know it's real. Divorce doesn't have to destroy you, but it will if you keep trying to make sense of it. Drop the story, drop the meaning, protect your mind first. Everything else comes after. If this hit harder than expected, share it with a man who's quietly struggling. And subscribe.